The Pope's blessing is not a good look. Blessing the anniversary of an irregular marriage will have conservative Catholics tearing their hair out. When the late Pope Francis gave an anniversary blessing to the King and Queen, Catherine of Aragon must have spun in her grave. At the root of the English Reformation was a royal remarriage. Henry VIII wanted to dump his first wife, Catherine, for the saucy Anne Boleyn. The Vatican refused to grant consent. Henry lost patience and remarried anyway. From this conflict of principle, England's Protestants built a new, national church, and Catholics were martyred. Catholic attitudes towards marriage are distinctive, a difficult road to travel, but millions of the faithful have done their best to obey what they believe are the commandments of God. Roughly 500 years later, it seems that Pope Francis decided to forget all that by blessing a union that under Catholic teaching cannot be considered regular at all. It boggles the mind. Catholic marriage is for life. Only death can end it, although an annulment can rule that the marriage was never valid in the first place if, for example, the husband turns out to be abusive. The problem in this particular case lies not with the king, as his first wife, Diana, had died by the time he remarried. But the Queen's first husband, Andrew Parker Bowles, is still very much alive. In the eyes of the Church, therefore, he is still her husband. So, by blessing an anniversary of an irregular marriage, Pope Francis appears to have made history. Then again, his actions as pontiff were frequently idiosyncratic. Conservative Catholics will be tearing their hair out over this one. He probably did want to change church teachings on sex and relationships but simply couldn't, so got around dogma with semantics and ambiguity. In 2023, he issued Fiducia Supplicans, Supplicating Trust. A document that tried to offer pastoral help to Catholics in irregular unions, be they same-sex or remarriage, to make them feel more at home in the modern church. Priests were given the power to bless the people in such non-tradition unions but not, crucially, the union itself. The Catholic definition of marriage is unchanged. On the contrary, divorced and remarried parishioners are essentially regarded as wounded and in need of grace to be healed. Pope Francis meant well, but the potential for confusion was obvious. Bless a remarried couple and they might think the Church is giving their relationship the thumbs up. So, Pope Francis did technically grant himself the power to issue a blessing to Charles and Camilla on their anniversary, but we absolutely shouldn't infer an endorsement. In fact, it could be read as a backhanded compliment: I bless you as individuals, but not your relationship, and hope you'll see sense in the future.